Hey, how are you guys doing? It's Mr. Rhines with Math in the Woods. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you had a good Easter break. Decided to go over a little bit of review of some of our adding of integers out here today. It's sunny, kind of, every once in a while, and you'll probably see snowflakes falling. I ran this morning and it was like 20-some degrees out. It's just, when you see this tape, or this video, it'll be Wednesday, April 15th, 2020. And we're doing e-learning from home during this coronavirus 19 pandemic, so we're doing social distancing. There isn't anybody else out here that I've seen, so I think I'm pretty safe out here today anyways, but hopefully you guys are doing okay at home. It's just crazy that we're having to do this, but decided I'd come out here. We'll review integers, make it kind of interesting for you today. On the way in, hiking, because math is science and science is math. You're like, oh, you picked that up? Yep. On the way in, I found a deer carcass, and so these are the skulls. This is the jawbone to it. Deer are herbivores, so these are molars for grinding up grass and buds and things like that. I'll put it back up by the skull and the other parts of the skeleton, but I thought you'd kind of think that was interesting, maybe. Maybe not, but I thought that I'd show it to you anyways. All right, put my backpack up there. Oh, hey, we got some whiteboards. Imagine that. I'll be writing every once in a while, but I wrote these out a little bit ahead of time because it's cold out here today, halfway through April. All right, hey, when you're adding, there are some rules. Of course, the sun is going to come out now because it'll be nice and bright, and maybe you'll be able to see these boards. Maybe you won't. I don't know. We'll see if it's too bright off of the white. But anyways, it says when we're adding, same signs in the add-ends. The add-ends are the part being added, like 2 plus 3 equals 5. The 2 and the 3 are the add-ends. The integer add-ends. If it's same signs in the add-ends, then it's going to be the same sign in the sum, the answer. So then all you have to do is add the answers, or add the numbers to get the answer. So for example, if you had a -6 and a -4, let me get my markers out here. Since it's the same sign, we have the same sign right here, negative, and you're adding a negative number here. So guess what? Our answer, our sum, is going to be a negative, and then you just have to add the answer. 6 plus 4 is 10, so this would be a -10. I think that's what this said over here on this one. Same signs in the add-ins equal the same sign in the sum, just add the numbers. Well, that's what we did. Same sign, same sign, same sign of the add-ins to the sum, and 6 plus 4 is 10. Okay? That was one rule. The other rule, of course, it got a little bit erased here, sorry about that, but it says different signs in the add-in integers. The sum gets the sign of the add-in farthest from 0, that says, and then subtract the number. So let me say that again. If you have different signs in your problem between the two numbers, so one's positive, the other's negative, or one's negative, the other's positive, the sum gets the sign of the add-in that's furthest from 0. I'll show you an example of that in a second. And then you just subtract the number. So if you have different signs, you find the difference. Different signs equals the difference, or subtraction. Subtraction is different. So let's look at an example of that. Here's a -5 plus 2. So if it's just plus 2, it's assumed to be a +2. So these are different signs. So my answer, which is farthest from 0? If we think of a number line, and this is 0, 1, 2, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, -5 is way out here, so it's furthest to -5 than it is to a 2. It's further over to -5 than it is to a 2. -5 is way over here, 2 is just right here from 0, so the furthest from 0 gets the sign. Negative's furthest from 0, so it's going to be a negative number. Then you just have to subtract. 5 minus 2 equals 3, and that's what we said over here. Different signs is difference. You're going to subtract. A difference is subtraction. 5 minus 2 is 3, so it's a -3. All right. Today, we gave you some problems. We, meaning Mrs. Willard and I. She had them as well. And you got to use the gizmos and put them in there, and using that number line. You maybe also played that little like Space Invaders game. We had to think really quick, and quicker you could do it. It was kind of a time thing, plus you got to quickly get the number in, and little planets or stars or spaceships or something there, and that was kind of cool. All right, but we had some problems. So let's whip through those fairly quickly here. All right. This is a neat setting. You see that water while I'm talking, it's just rolling down there. That's neat. All right. We'll do a few of these, and then we'll erase them. Wish I could prop this up a little bit. I guess I will on my knee. All right, the first problem we had yesterday, it's really today, but you're gonna see this tomorrow, so when it's tomorrow, I'll say yesterday, meaning today. Did you catch that? All right, this first one, it's a -10 plus 7. Of course, you got to use your number line, but I'm just gonna look. Two different ones, one's a negative, one's a positive, -10 and a 7. So if they're different, I'm going to find the difference. So 10 minus 7, it's going to be a 3. I just have to decide which is farther from 0, a -10 or a 7. Well, -10 is farther from 0 than 7 is, so it's going to be a -3. Number 2, this was an 8 plus a -2. All right, again, this is a +8, a -2, so I'm going to subtract them. That's going to be a 6, which is further from 0. 8 is way over, it's 8 away from 0. 2 is only 2 away from 0. So 8's further from 0, it's positive, so this is going to stay 6. +6. Number 3, this is a -6 plus a -10. They're both the same signs, negatives, negatives. So this is going to be a negative. And then you just have to add. 6 plus 10 is 16. This is a -16. Number 4, this is a -5 plus a 9. Different sign, so I'm going to subtract. 9 minus 5 equals 4. You always take the bigger number, subtract the other one from it. Which is farther from 0, a 9 or a 5? 9 is. 9 is positive, so this is going to stay a +4. Number 5. This is a 4 plus a -3. Different signs, +4, -3, so I'm going to take the difference between the two. 4 minus 3 equals 1. Is it going to be a -1 or a +1, Mr. Rhines? Well, which one's farther from 0, a 4 or a 3? 4 is farther from 0, it's positive, so this is going to stay a positive number. Okay, let's go to number 6, 7, and 8. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Maybe we'll go to the red number, or the red marker here, to make red numbers. All right, number 6. Number 6. Number 4, -4 plus a -3. These are both negative numbers, so my answer is going to be negative. And because they're both the same, all I have to do is add. This will be a -7. Number 7, 2 plus a -9. This is a +2, a -9. So that means it's going to be the difference between the two. 9, since these are different signs, we're going to find the difference between the two. That means subtract 9 minus 2 equals 7. Which one's further from 0, 2 or 9? 9 is. So this will be a -7. Number 8 is 10 plus a -9. +10, -9. So it'll be the difference between the two. Different signs, difference between the two numbers, and difference between the two numbers means subtract. So 10 minus 9 is 1. Is it a -1 or a +1, Mr. Rhines? Well, which one's further from 0, a 10 or a 9? 10 is, and 10 is positive, so this will stay a +1. Number 9, -7 plus a 3. -7, +3. So they're different signs. That means we'll take the difference. 7 minus 3 equals 4. Is it a negative or a positive? Well, which one's further from 0? 7 or 3? 7 is farther from 0, Mr. Rhines. So what is that 7? It's a negative, so this would be a negative 4. Last one, negative 9 plus negative 4 equals, they're two different, no, they're the same signs, negative 9, negative 4. So that means it'll be negative, same signs in the addends, same signs in the sum. 9 plus 4 is a negative 13. There you go. There's your answers for today. To yesterday's work. Checking your work. How about that? So when we see different signs, you're going to find the difference, and whatever one's farthest from 0 in the addend, you're going to carry that over into the sum, the answer. If it's the same signs in the addends, the numbers being added, and just carry that into your sum answer, and go ahead and add it. Like we did right here. Negative 6, negative 10, they're both negative, so it's going to be a negative answer, negative sum. So 6 plus 10 is 16. When they're different ones, this is positive, this is negative. So you take that difference between the two. 8 minus 2 is 6. Which one's farthest from 0? 8. That was positive, so the answer will be positive. Yep. Mr. Rhines with math in the woods. Always by moving water. I love moving water. And so we'll end the lesson right there. Peace out. We love you guys. We'll see you along the way.